Hello and welcome to Underpaid Gamers Podcast. My name is Justin. I'm here with my friend and colleague Tony.
Yo!
Today, we're going to be talking about basically one thing specifically. I don't know if Tony has anything else prepared, but I came really prepared only to talk about Destiny 2. Where are you at? You got anything else?
Nintendo was in a lawsuit. You want to talk about that?
Sure, let's do it. Underpaid Gamers Podcast is the official podcast of underpaidgamers.com. We have a YouTube channel. Check us out, Underpaid Gamers. We have a Twitter account at UP Gamers Podcast. If you'd like to get in contact with us, underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com is a good way to do it if you're not wanting to tweet it at us. We're on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, basically all of the podcast services that you can think of. We are on it. Yeah.
Twitch, Facebook.
We also have a Twitch, a Facebook, and an Instagram.
And a website.
I already said that. That was the first thing I said.
I forgot already. We have too many things I already forgot.
Yeah, it's okay. We do this every week. We always forget something. We're on a lot of things, so check us out. So Tony,
Destiny 2 came out!
I know! You're going right into it.
On a Wednesday, and it's Friday we're recording this. We're going to make this quick, because I have to drive home to play more Destiny 2.
That's true.
And
we're both itching to play, and I also have to eat dinner.
To do
I have the great essays.
before you play. Listen, kids. Work comes before play.
It's true.
Podcasting comes before all.
You need to justify being able to take a break and play a game. Did you work hard? You worked hard? Yes, you deserve time to play. Did you be a lazy butt all day and get nothing done? You need to go do your work.
Or you just keep it going and play some video games.
Shush.
There's always tomorrow.
No.
It's Friday. You got the whole week.
You never know.
The last 3 hours of Sunday are for homework. Everything else is for video games.
Oh, man.
Nintendo.
Talk to me about
was
Nintendo.
in a lawsuit. And they lost. Surprisingly.
What did they lose?
They were getting sued by, I don't know what the company's name was off the top of my head, but it was about their Wiimotes. The motion sensors in the Wiimotes.
I did hear about this.
Yep. So essentially it was a company that had a patent on the Wiimote. One part of the Wiimote, it was for like...
the sensor or something.
It was for the sensor, so they put it on like people's necklaces if they're elderly or children. So if they fall over, it alerts the authorities, or more specifically the ambulances.
Sure.
So I guess the Wii and Nintendo were sued and then lost the lawsuit in a jury of their peers, or however business law works.
Yeah.
So that they knowingly took these plans from this other company and are required to pay out $10 million.
Ouch.
Which is a lot to me, not a lot to the Wii. And Nintendo.
Not with how much they made, no.
If they sold Wiis for $1 each, they would still have more than $10 million to give into this. But they were on the hook for $140 million, and they wiggled their way down to
100.
Whatever I just said, 10 million. 10 million, I think.
Yeah, you said 10 million.
Not
100.
But they're not satisfied. They don't like the result of the trial, so they're
appealing it?
They're appealing it, and they're going to see what happens. But Nintendo, with how great the Switch is doing, I don't like to see that they're being sued for this, but they can't do no wrong.
They're not
impervious.
Sinless.
Correct.
They're not perfect.
If you need more examples of that, look at how they try to make you chat with people through their app.
I've heard that's one of the biggest complaints.
All right, Destiny 2.
Let's move on. So
let's get into it.
Let's talk. You are further into it than I am.
Yeah, as I will always be. In every game we ever play.
That's true. You always put way more hours on the games than I do.
Yep.
I can't think of one exception that we've both played.
Oh, some game that you played.
Destiny or EVE Online, I've put so many hours.
Yep.
Like, stupid amount of hours into. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Tell me. What do you like? What things do you like? What things do you not like?
First of all, I really like the game. Let's do it chronologically, starting with Destiny 1. We've been teasing a Destiny 1 podcast for forever, and now we get to talk a little bit about Destiny 1. You and I played the vanilla form of Destiny from release day until a couple months afterwards.
It's true.
And we played so much of Destiny 1.
Hundreds of hours.
Hundreds and hundreds of hours between the two of us. And so far, Destiny has been an improvement on that tenfold. From what I understand, when The Taken King came out on Destiny 1, that expansion,
Yeah.
it fixed a lot of the problems with Destiny 1. But you and I had stopped playing Destiny 1 so long before that maybe, tell me if I'm wrong, but we almost had like a sour taste in our mouth after Destiny.
No, we
finished.
definitely did. If you go back and listen to like 30 of our episodes, we made fun of Destiny every episode.
Because we put so much time into it, and it was such a time commitment, and we didn't feel like we got out of it, right?
Like, towards the end, it just started feeling like we had wasted so much time.
Right.
Just with where the game was.
So then we stopped, and we never went back.
That's true.
And then in the time that we never went back, they modded, and they fixed, and they updated, and they made the game better, unbeknownst to us, because we turned our backs on it.
True.
Destiny 2 came out, and now we are up to date with how Destiny works.
That's true.
And so far, I've been incredibly impressed. I like it very much. All the new little things they did. Okay. For perspective, we were talking about this last night. We played Destiny before, if you were to play on a level and you didn't pick up an Ingram, that Ingram was gone forever.
Dunzo.
You never had it.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it gets shipped to the postmaster.
That's nice.
That didn't happen in Destiny Vanilla. You had to scour the earth to make sure you didn't miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you kids out there that think you have it rough, just know where we have been.
Where our standards are real low.
Us grandfathers of Destiny.
Is there anything else you want to talk about with Destiny 1 compared to this?
I mean, there's a lot of things. Destiny has been out for 3 years, and in that time, they have filled in the blanks of the story. So when I think back, I think, okay, I kind of know what the story is because so many other things that I've seen. But with that being said, the characters in Destiny 2 are so much stronger than what they were in Destiny 1. There's actually characterization to them.
Sure. I mean, there's more characterization in the first, 2 missions than there is in the entire vanilla Destiny game.
Right. I have beaten the story. I've done the campaign. I'm at level 20. You have not yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's not... Even if I went into depth, which I think we might do, there's not really any story spoilers that you couldn't predict.
Sure.
So we'll talk about more in the future, but I guess comparing Destiny 2 to Destiny 1, which is an apt comparison so far, it's been pretty good. But I also felt this way about Destiny 1 when it first came out. The first month of Destiny 1, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So what happens once that new car smell goes
Sure.
away with Destiny 2? Am I, what am I going to feel?
Yeah. It's a good question. To me, so far, my biggest comparison the biggest thought is that this is basically Destiny 1 without all the problems of Destiny 1. Because it feels very much the same. But at the same time, one of the biggest complaints with Destiny 1 at launch was what are we supposed to do? We ran out of things to do really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right, there were a lot of technical issues that people were getting frustrated about. To me, this launch has gone very well for Bungie. And specifically, the reason I say that is because as I've been perusing the Reddit pages... The only big complaints I'm getting, besides a very minimal amount of errors and people getting dropped from servers and stuff, is that everyone's just mad about shaders being consumable. And mods being consumable. That's the only big complaint I've heard. And if that is the only complaint, which is their gimmicky scheme to make more money, because microtransactions, I think they've had a really successful launch. If that's our biggest complaint.
How long do you think launch windows last? A week?
I think
2 weeks?
the weekend.
Okay.
The game through the weekend.
Okay. So we're not finished yet. We'll see if something tragic happens by the end of
Yeah,
Sunday.
I can just imagine the server load is going to be heaviest this weekend.
Yeah. That's why they had a beta, to test that. Do you have any thoughts between Destiny 1 to Destiny 2? Any others?
I agree with a lot of things that you said. I don't know how much more to add specifically. I will say not having a sparrow early in the game I feel so slow.
Here's a pro tip I read on Reddit.
Yeah.
If you start a new character, transfer your sparrow to your new character through the vault. So you have it at level 1.
Nice.
Because there's not a level restriction on it. You can just use it whenever you want.
You just have to get it.
You just have to get it. But yeah, the maps, the exploration zones in Destiny 2 I think, feel huge. So much bigger than Destiny 1.
Well, I think a lot of it, too, is just the level design, even in the missions, just seems so much more open. Like, I'm thinking through a lot of the, like, some of the missions I went through...
Like, on the moon, on Destiny 1, it was always in this small hive catacombs.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't do anything except go through these small little tunnels.
Sure.
And then you end up on a planet like Titan, which is just all water, like that level, or like that planet on Star Wars.
Camino?
Yeah, where they make all the
clones. Sure.
And it's just huge and open, and it's so weird because, like, on Earth, the Sparrow is great because it's just open, European, and it looks incredible. It reminds me of The Last of Us.
Sure.
On Titan, it's very vertical and very, like, boxy, and I'm afraid of using my Sparrow because I'm just going to fall off into the water.
That's true. I don't know. I just think the level design has been very impressive. I also think the soundtrack's been really good, which I know some people are like, what are you talking about? Dude, listen to the music. It is really good in this game. Especially tied in the missions, and I know they released the soundtrack on their website. I'm waiting for them to drop it on Spotify. And to placate myself, I've been listening to Destiny 1, Taken King, and Iron Banner's soundtrack, all in one big playlist. So far I've been very impressed. The game mechanics still feel really good. One of my biggest likes about Destiny 1 was how tight the controls felt.
I asked you once what game you thought had the best controls for shooting. You said Destiny.
Yeah, I did.
I was surprised.
It's I mean, Call of Duty is really good too. I would say that.
That's what I would have picked.
But Destiny is, to me, another really good version or another good company for controls.
So you're a Warlock.
I am a Warlock again.
You re-upped. You re-nigged. No, re-upped.
Yeah.
On your original first pick.
Sure.
What do you think of the Warlock new subclass? The whatever.
The Dawn
Blade.
Dawn Blade. I like it. It's fun. To me, it feels a lot like the Voidwalker because you essentially just shoot things and spam it. At least the super. You shoot something and spam it, and it just like has area of effect and it kills when it hits. So I still feel like Warlock's supers are a little OP compared to like other ones.
I don't know. Who do you think puts out more damage, a Golden Gun Hunter or a Dawnblade? I would say a Hunter.
But the thing with the Hunter super is that you just like, I guess by damage. But if you're in like PvP and you use your supers, to me Dawnblade is superior.
Just because it's AOE.
Because it's AOE, and
have you? Okay.
You need skill to be able to use the hunters effectively.
If you're fighting small minions.
But
if you're fighting like Atheon in the Vault of Glass, you don't need a lot of skill to
sure, DPS is different, I guess, than like usefulness in like PvP, which is what I kind of interpret that question as. Though that's not what you asked. So I'm sorry.
I was playing Dawnblade last night, and I thought it was really fun because you can just jump up and like float.
And you like float, and you just kind of move around,
blow everything up.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get your other subclasses back. Have you gotten the quest for that yet?
I have the quest for it. I have the artifact that I have to like take to the EDZ, but
essentially, from what I understand, it's a random drop you get out of chests, and it gives you this quest to get your other subclasses back. And then I already have I have 3 subclasses already.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just now at level 20. So you get them really quickly. The quest to get them back is kind of fun. It's like a tutorial on how to use this other stuff. So I maxed out my Voidwalker, which has always been my favorite. Mm-hmm. And then now I'm working on the Emperor Palpatine, the electric...
The arc one, yeah.
I don't know what it's called. But they have a sick grenade. Did you see me using that grenade last night on the Arc Warlock?
I did not.
You throw the grenade out and, like, explodes into this cloud of electrical smoke.
Oh, yeah, I did
after
see
a second, like, lightning comes down from the sky.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
It blows everything up. I'm like, that's a sick grenade.
I like it.
So I like that a lot. What do you think about because I feel like Destiny 2 was made for, I mean, this might sound stupid, but it was made for the people that liked Destiny 1. Like, here's your homage to the fan. Like, I made this for the fans. And in that I mean, you get your first exotic at level 4.
Sure.
Or that's the level cap is level 4. Mm-hmm. And then you get another one later on at, like, level 11.
Yeah.
And then... spoiler alert, you get one when you beat the game at level 20.
Makes sense.
And I just remember Destiny 1, it was like weeks, maybe even a month before I got my first exotic. It was this elusive equipment that I didn't know existed, and then
Right.
it eventually came out. So
It was so hard to get one.
yeah, what do you think? Is it too easy now, or is it maybe? Yeah, these exotics are super easy. There's going to be another tier of weapon that you don't know about yet.
I don't know if it's going to be another tier, but I think that there are exotics that are going to be useful and exotics that are useless. Just like every time, and I still think it's going to be hard for you to get the awesome ones.
Yeah.
I did think that too, because I was like, I hadn't even gotten any legendary gear, and I got my first exotic. I thought that was really weird.
Yeah.
Because I do remember that at the beginning of the game, you get to level 20, you're like grinding, like you might even still have a few rare things equipped just because you don't have a full legendary set yet. And then I think I remember getting my first exotic, which I think was from a quest. What quest was it?
And it was awesome. You're like, oh,
and I was
got
like,
it.
I felt so cool. And then Icebreaker and Cerberus Regime and a couple other ones, and I was like, I was set, you know.
Yeah.
Like I felt like a boss because I had like a handful of exotics that were good, you know. So yeah, I do think it's a little weird that it happened so quickly, but I think the ones they've given us are like
mediocre.
They're not a big deal.
I got 2 of the same exotics, and they have different power levels, which is really frustrating me because I just figured exotics would have standard power level, light level.
Sure.
And I used a shader. It was a helmet. I used a shader on my first helmet to make this like hot rod red.
Yeah.
Like, this looks so sick. And then I got the helmet again, except this one had like 50 more light. So I'm like, well, poop.
Yeah.
So now I equipped the higher light one, of course, but now I'm afraid to use a shader on it because shaders are kind of consumable.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose it. So now I'm a little afraid, like, what's going to happen when I get another exotic? Is it going to kind of screw that one over? I got gauntlets that are exotics, and those aren't very strong at all. I don't even use those anymore. Those got outclassed by uncommon weapons or uncommon gauntlets almost immediately. Mm-hmm. And I held on to them for so long, like, exotics are awesome, they're supposed to be the best. It was like...
Right, but they were kind of useless.
It was like a 105 power level. And then my next drop was like a 111, and it was a rare or an uncommon. I'm just like, oh, God, come on. Like, exotics are supposed to be the best.
Yeah, I do feel like that was a little weird. But going to your shader comment... So if you have the Destiny app and you look at their weekly update, they talked a little bit about shaders in there, and kind of like the reasoning behind it, which I don't know. I feel like I don't care about shaders yet because I'm still leveling up, and I didn't expect to care about shaders until like in game,
right?
Or until after the storyline. But essentially, Luke Smith,
director,
Bungie
director, or Destiny 2 director,
says that shaders are earned, these are tweets, shaders are earned through gameplay, leveling, chests, ingrams, vendors. We expect you'll be flush with shaders as you continue to play. When you reach level 20, shaders will drop more often. Vendor rewards, destination, play, and in-game activities. Shaders are now ongoing reward for playing, and the idea, like their philosophy behind doing it this way, which is different from Destiny 1, is that customization will inspire gameplay. Each planet has unique armor and shader rewards.
Okay.
And with D2, we want statements like, I want to run the raid trials or go back to Titan to get more of its shader to be possible. So they want shaders to be another motivation, another reason to play for people. That's their mindset.
I feel like that was kind of happened in Destiny 1 because everyone got that chromo white shader when you beat the Vault of Glass. I at level 20 I have more shaders than I need right now, but I only care for like a specific red color shader. Yeah, and I keep getting like these grays and earthy colors.
Yeah, like desert matte.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, that doesn't look so good on my helmet when my helmet was bright red and it has horns and I'm like, this is awesome. So I don't know. I'm not complaining about shaders.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's not a big deal. Yeah. They added new like gun variant camos, so you get exotic, essentially shaders for an exotic weapon. And I sent you a Snapchat of one. Yeah. It just made the thing like golden and like golden and wooden. I'm like, this looks so awesome. I don't have that weapon yet, but
you will one day.
I will one day. I assume.
Hopefully. Yeah. So I mean, to me, cosmetics are cosmetics. I'm not playing it for my guy to look cool. I'm playing it for the gameplay and the social aspect, especially of Destiny, the social aspect of playing with my friends. So we'll see if I get frustrated with this in the future. I definitely want to talk about Destiny 2 moving forward in the podcast, probably regularly while we actually play it.
Yeah.
Next week, I'll have the campaign actually beat.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that.
Well, my plan was always to play Destiny 2 for like 2 months until, November hits and that's when all the other games come out.
Sure.
And, I mean, people at Bungie have always gone on record to say, like, play Destiny 2, play Destiny, and then, take a break, take a palate cleanser, we'll release some new stuff that will draw you back in.
Yeah.
So I assume by 2 months I might be sick of it, or I might be even more addicted than I
Who knows? We don't even know.
So, as of right now, this is our sole... I'm not going to buy another game until November, Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, I pre-ordered Call of Duty to play the beta, so that's my next game.
Yeah. And
so I do have a backlog of games I need to play and beat, but we'll see.
Those are still on hold.
They're all right here.
Let's talk about the story. Now, I've beaten the story.
Yeah.
You have gotten to the final planet.
Sure.
There's some stuff that happens afterwards. I want... The story of Destiny 2 is not a letdown, but there's no twists and turns along the way. It's very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that you could, and I think we'll do this, have you predict what happens in the story of Destiny 2.
Sure.
So walk everybody through, I guess spoilers, up until like the third mission of Io.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So walk everybody up to what's happened in Destiny 2 to where you are, and then we'll take a break and we can have you try to figure out what happens next.
Yeah. So just like the beta showed, basically the Red Legion comes in, Ghoul comes in with his Legion. Gaul. Whatever. Whoops.
Gaul.
Starting strong. They all have ugly faces, by the way.
Gaul, not so much because you can't see half of it.
But his buddy?
His buddy has is all mouth.
Yeah. He's all teeth there, And they come in, and they think that he really wants the light from the Traveler. He wants to be the chosen people who get to, respawn indefinitely. Never been defeated before. Come in, basically destroy the last city, basically destroy the tower. Everything is gone.
Now, before Destiny 2 and before him, did you know that the people that had light lived indefinitely and were respawning?
Yeah, didn't they talk about that?
Did you know that was part of it? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was part of the story. I had no idea that was part of Destiny 1. I'm just like, yeah, I'm playing a video game. Of course I'm not.
Well, it's like the first mission of Destiny is you get found and you get revived from light, and you could be this ancient person that has been dead for a long time, but then you were chosen by the light. I mean, that's kind of how I interpret it. Either way, so you lose city, you lose your powers, you leave the city.
Everyone loses their powers.
Everyone loses their powers.
Because he put that thong on the Traveler.
Yeah.
Cage, I think is what they call it, but it's definitely a thong.
You leave the city, kind of escape out into the woods and wilderness, and then you eventually come to the farm. You explore the European Dead Zone, you find the light, you get your light back from a fragment of the Traveler, and you are the only one with your light in the storyline.
Uh-huh.
From there, you kind of go to Titan, meet the Titans at the Titan. Thought that was funny, because Zavala's the Titan guy, and he's on Titan.
I didn't notice.
I think it's funnier than it is, which is super cool scenery. I love the backstory behind the planet, or the moon. You go through there, kind of...
First encounter with the Hive.
Yeah, you have your first encounter with the Hive.
Very similar to Destiny 1, where the Earth was the Fallen, and the first place you went to was a moon, and you fight the Hive.
Yeah, at the moon.
And then, I mean, on these missions, there's not really a lot that happens, right?
No, it's more of you are just getting back to see the main characters that they've done a better job of characterizing. And they ask the big question of, are we still Guardians without our light? What makes a Guardian a Guardian? These themes are prevalent. So Zavala has a plan.
The three Vanguards have kind of all gone their separate ways because they want to figure out how to beat Gaul, and they all do it about differently.
In different ways,
and
sure.
Zavala goes back and he's like, who am I without my light? Cade, who we'll get to, is just like, I'm going to do this
by myself. He's going to... You find him trying to figure out this not Geth. That's Mass Effect.
Vex.
The Vex. Some Vex teleport because he just wants to like teleport into the throne room and literally put a bullet through Gaul's head.
And then Ikora is just kind of moping.
She's like
I've never done this before.
She went to like sacred place Io, and where the Traveler was for a while, and she's like kind of reflecting, kind of meditating, like what's going on. Like the answers will be here because she's kind of like the most religious of the group.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like trying to figure it out spiritually. So yeah, they all kind of went their own ways, and it kind of highlights what the classes are about, or at least like the characterization of the classes. Right, the Titan is like trying to reform everybody, kind of very realistic. Like, we can fight this, blah blah blah. The Hunter is like on his own. Like, there are no other people
with him.
Whereas Titan and the Warlock class people, Vanguards, have people with them.
So the planets are kind of just about the characterization of people, right? There's not a lot of story that goes on. All the story's kind of happening on Earth, right? In regards to the Red Legion Cabal invasion.
Right. Everything is in context of Earth being invaded. What are we going to do about that? Yeah. And so you're kind of just going out to see the characters, to hear where they're at. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. As I'm finishing up the Warlock, Ikora's story with Io. And I'm assuming they're going to get together and then to go fight Gaul and beat them.
Let's talk. So spoilers from Justin, who has not played them yet. So
maybe wrong.
Speculative spoilers.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably hop in and actually say what happens. But like I said, the story's very linear. You could you could and we're going to predict what happens.
Yeah.
As someone who knows everything, and Justin who doesn't know how it ends yet.
You gonna ruin this game for me right now?
There's not really a lot to ruin.
So you are.
On Io,
I am going to plug my ears.
You're not. On
yes,
Io,
I am.
just think about it. What do you think is going to happen next? Just lay it out.
On Io?
In just the story in general.
Look,
you're on the list.
I know they got this sun killer that blows up
the Almighty.
The freaking solar system.
Right.
They already have it on the sun.
Yep.
On Sol. And they are going to go there and blow it up and kill Gaul.
What's going on?
All three of the Vanguards and me.
You put so much effort into this.
We're gonna go and we're gonna blow it up, and in the process, I'm gonna have to kill Gaul and defeat the Red Legion.
Yep.
Duh.
Yeah. As you would expect. It's a very linear story.
Yeah, it's not hard. Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What I noticed while playing the campaign to this game was it seemed, Bungie made Halo and it felt very Halo-like.
It did.
You are the only soul guardian that has the light. You are the strongest of us. You are the master chief.
Yeah.
They refer to you guard. I played the game solo, so they referred to you singularly. They did the same to you, even though you played with people.
Yeah.
You are the guardian. You are here. You have the only power. You have to do all this. We will try to support you, but really it all comes down to you. At the end, it is mano a mano, you versus Gaul.
Sure.
And Gaul remembers you as the one he kicked off his plane.
Yeah.
It's like, there are a lot of Halo overtones here.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to me because Destiny is never really about playing by yourself. It's never, you're the only one.
Mm-hmm.
So it was weird that they went on a solo campaign round.
Yeah, I get it. They're trying to make you feel connected to the story.
Right.
By making you the special one. And I agree. I felt, even with Destiny 1, I felt like there are a lot of similarities to Halo, which, as I did research this week, Bungie also made a big sci-fi trilogy in the late 90s on PC that was really popular called Marathon, which had very similar themes to Halo. So we're getting this like multiple races kind of vying for power, and there's like inner politics between the groups. Like that's what they do at Bungie. So like there's only so much you can do with sci-fi, and that's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah, I know, but it's just weird that because most people won't play the campaign by themselves.
Right.
So it's just weird that the whole story is based around this one guardian that gets his light back.
Yeah.
Or her light back.
Well, that's the most inclusive, because what if there are inevitably people who will not have any friends on Destiny who pick up the game and they're not going to have anybody to play with, and they probably aren't going to look for anybody to play with. So like it doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't hurt anybody to have the cutscenes talk about one person.
Yeah, but it could be just as easy as there are also other guardians that have been in the tower, because obviously there are. That's what it's all based off. They're also getting their life back, and they're fighting on other fronts.
True.
There is one spoiler, and I think this is going to hit you hard. Because it hit me hard. I got very frustrated.
La 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 la. La la la. La la la.
You're done?
I don't want to hear it.
Listen, it's not a story spoiler.
Stop spoiling my stories.
If we talked more about it... Okay. What's the main purpose of Destiny 2?
To get the city back.
Okay. Do you think that happens at the end of Destiny 2?
Yes.
Okay. When that happens,
in
your supposed future,
sure.
What do you think happens to the farm?
The farm is still there.
After I beat the game, I could no longer go back to the farm.
What?
When we did a mission, you and I played Crucible together.
Yeah.
And I tried to take you to the tower, because that's the new place to go to. That's the new social hub.
Okay.
I had to kick you out of my party, because you didn't have it unlocked yet. That's why I had to kick you.
You can't go to the farm?
I can't go to the farm. Last night, I was playing with another buddy, and he took us to the farm, because we were in a group and he was the leader.
Yeah.
So I can get to the farm that way.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's no way, at least, unless I'm an idiot, and I can't find it, there's no way for me to just go there on my own. Someone has to take you there. So after you beat the campaign...
You go back to the tower?
There's a new tower. It's not the original tower, it's the new tower. Which makes it really frustrating, because the farm was
cool. It gives you a new perspective on the game.
Yeah, a new perspective, and it's
fresh.
It's very colorful, and it's not as, obviously the city's part of the wall, and it's like, I'm kind of closed in. The farm is open and colorful and all these other things, and there's nature, and I'm like, I really like this. And then I beat the game, and we got the city back. Everyone's back in the tower. I'm like, I hate this.
I want the farm.
I hate that I'm at the tower, because everyone...
Well, that's part of the story, too. The beginning is, the farm lady's like, why do we want to save the tower for? Or why do we want to save the city?
And then she's there. She's at the city.
What?
So the tower is huge. So, Cade is way on one side, and other people are way on the other side. It takes forever to get from one place to the next just to finish these quests for these people.
Sure.
And the farm, everyone was just there. This is so much easier.
That seems like a weird decision.
I know. That's why I was so confused, because the farm has a really cool soccer field, and there's also some other, Easter eggs on the farm that I never got to do because I didn't know about them, because I didn't want to look into it until I had beat level 20, because I'm like, I'll go back to the farm. I'll have
all the time to, actually sit through and go through all the details.
I'm going to go back to the farm, because obviously that's the new social space. But it's not. There's no way to get... I might be wrong. There might be a way to get there, but I don't know. If you go onto the destination screen and it has Earth and Titan and Io and...
Where the farm was, it says the tower.
Yeah. There's no way to not go there. Unless maybe I go to Earth and it's on Earth. I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that, though.
It's just... I was so disappointed. Everything was going so good for this game. This is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome. And I loved the farm so much. And it was taken away from me. I'm like...
What are you supposed to do with that?
It hit me really hard. So that's, the only complaint I have, and I assume it'll be a simple fix. Because in Destiny 1, there was 2 social spaces you could go to, the Reef or the Tower.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
I would just prefer to go to the farm every time, because everyone's so much closer on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
I never even got to explore all the farm, because I was just so into, doing the campaign.
Yeah.
But it was really frustrating.
Interesting.
And I didn't want you to have to go through the same pain alone. So I had to tell you.
Well, thank you for thinking about me.
Are you going to talk about the worlds in general?
Sure, we can.
The things you can do in the world that wasn't... I feel overwhelmed. There's so many things to do in Destiny 2.
Yeah,
Whereas Destiny 1, it was the opposite.
It's like oversaturation. I am in the middle of a mission with my brother, and on the way, a public event happens. So I do that. And then on the way, we find one of the lost sectors. Mm-hmm. So we do that.
Which are awesome.
And then by the end of it, I was like, what were we doing? Because I don't remember the details of the mission. And so then we finished the mission. So I shouldn't be complaining about too much to do. I like that there's a lot to do. There's so many chests on the map that you can go explore and find, which encourages you to explore the map. There are lots of lost sectors to do, which I think are fun.
Even side missions.
And even just running around, sometimes there's like an elite soldier, and if you beat them, you get loot.
Yeah, high value target. There's side missions, and there's also patrols.
And adventures.
Well, that's what I mean by side missions is
Gotcha.
adventures. There's also specific. After you beat the game, I think there's at least one more. I think they're blue quests where it's just you go to the blue marker, you do all that, and then eventually you unlock more quests through that. I haven't started those yet because I just found out about them. I haven't played, but there's just so many other things to do. I think once you beat all the adventures, they don't repopulate.
Yeah.
But you can keep going back to the lost sectors, and you kill the boss, and you get the loot again.
Sure.
A different loot. So that's always a fun thing to do. Everyone they have these new reputation coins.
Yeah.
New to us.
Tokens.
Yeah, where you can level up reputation. Oh, excuse me. Level up the reputation of specific vendors, and then you get loot from that.
You get Ingrams. Yeah.
Yeah. I spent most of my time on Earth, the EDZ, European Dead Zone, which looks a lot like the Russian, old Russia Dead Zone.
Yeah.
I know Russia is technically part of Europe, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted
also Asia.
Yeah. But I wanted this to be more like Western Europe. But, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. You've done all of IO. You've done...
I'm on the last mission on IO.
Okay. What all enemies have you seen?
I've seen the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the Cabal.
Okay.
I've seen the Hive.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the Vex.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the Taken.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So you and I never played the Taken King. This is my first experience with the Taken was on IO in Destiny 2, and they are so awesome.
I love the effects of the little patches of darkness.
Yeah, like the black hole effect.
Yeah, it like changes everything. I was like, it's so cool. I like walked up to it and looked into it just for fun.
They were the enemies I wanted to play against in Destiny 1, but I wasn't going to shell out money to play the Taken King when all my friends had stopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like, and they added this. The Taken are new enemies for us.
Yeah.
And then something's happened at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That tease future DLC and stuff like that.
Cool.
I assume, maybe not DLC, but I have a list of the upcoming things that are happening on Destiny that we can talk through.
Sure.
On dates. Is there anything else you want to talk about on basic Destiny 2 before we get there?
Basic Destiny 2. I think we've covered basically all the things I wanted to talk about.
You want to talk about the Crucible at all? I know we played that some.
Yeah, sure, we can talk about that.
I realized
casual and competitive is nice.
I realized last night or this morning that we had to play 2 missions of competitive to do a thing for Shaxx.
Yeah.
And then it took me until today to realize that of those 2 games, I never tied once. I'm like
very
15-0 right now to do 2 games.
Yeah, I think I have a 100% win rate.
Yeah.
I played the 2 casual and the 2 competitive, and I think that we won all of them.
All right. So, anything else about?
No, I think after I experience more of the game, Crucible's not been my focus yet. I want to wait.
Do you think the Crucible now is the best time to play when people are still kind of...
Everyone is such a noob.
Yeah,
holy cow.
And everyone's like scrounging for like the best weapons nobody really knows.
Yeah.
But eventually, there's going to be like an exotic
like
or
a meta,
legendary
right?
That's just like the best. And if you don't have that, too bad.
Yeah.
So I always feel like now is the time to play when...
Before people figure out the best strategies
that,
for
and
exclusive.
not even like just playing against noobs that don't know the levels, or not that specifically, just that there's not enough loot and gear out there. I don't know. For me, I feel like now would be the best time to play.
Like the most even.
Yeah.
Sure. That's fair.
Yeah.
To me, I just like my priority is PvE.
It's always been.
And once I finish the campaign, and once I start grinding some stuff, I'll probably play Crucible more than I have now.
Well, the Crucible is always going to be there. I want to finish all the stuff on all the levels, all the planets before I go back to the Crucible. Just because I'm completionist that way, I guess. But
yeah,
Crucible's a nice break. As far as schedule for the first month, Destiny posted this image, and then we tweeted it out. But I guess the Nightfall for this week, I didn't even realize the Nightfall was coming out already.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot about strikes altogether.
I did too.
But
well, there's just so much to do. It's like, what are you supposed to do each time?
And then you unlock strikes eventually through the story.
Yeah.
But I guess the Nightfall is the arms dealer. It doesn't make any sense to me. Flashpoint, EDZ. I don't know what Flashpoint is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I don't know if that's just like an increase of rate of public events.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure yet.
But that's all week 1. So week 2, which is Tuesday of this coming week.
Yeah, so they're keeping with that Tuesday schedule.
They always update on Tuesday. New Nightfall, of course. The guided games beta begins, so that's when...
For Nightfall raids specifically. Nightfall strikes specifically.
Oh,
because there's a beta for the guided games for the raid a week after the raid comes out. Or is that that's 2 weeks after the raid comes out.
But that's the clan thing they were talking about on the stream. So you can hop in and join people.
Yeah.
We made a clan.
We did.
The Underpaid Gamers.
We did.
Super easy to find. Just type in our name. And it's open, so anybody, first 100 people can be in. And you can play with cool cats like us.
That's right. And we'll be on. We're casual, so we're not going to be super intense. Just hop on and let's play.
That's right. Watch Justin get mad as he falls off the platforms.
Look, we don't need to be talking about platforming yet. Let's just say that this clan is open to everyone, regardless of your level of skill with platforming.
Word. Anyway, the reason I bring up the schedule is because the raid is coming on Wednesday, a week after the game releases.
Yeah.
That's so fast.
It's a lot faster than the first one.
I know. So we need 6 people. We have 4. We need 2 more, unless there's 2 more on the way.
We're working on some people.
Okay.
From our old clan.
Yeah.
To come back.
But
R.I.P. Big Crits.
That's right. The raid I'm excited for. I didn't realize it was launching this soon.
Yeah.
How excited are you for this?
I am nervous that I'm not going to be ready.
Not enough gear and everything.
I need to get all the gear and I need to get leveled up.
I don't know what the level is going to be, like the recommended level.
I don't know either because it was like 26. I was looking at our old messages in our old clan.
Oh yeah.
It was like 26 and 20. It's like 28 is recommended level, and then 26 was like acceptable. Like you could play it at 26.
Yeah, because there's
unlocked.
There's a floor.
Yeah, there's like a damage ratio too that like if you're 26 you do 75% damage or something like that. Yeah. I can't remember, like half the damage, and then 27 is 75%, and then 28 is 100% damage.
Yeah.
So I was really worried about that. I want to make sure I'm ready.
Get good. And then Trials of the... a lot of this stuff, I don't know what this means. Trials of the Nine, it's kind of...
Probably like Trials of Osiris.
Well, I think it refers to Xur, because Xur returns with a selection of exotics on Friday of next week. So those are hand in hand, I think, and then all this other stuff.
We're going to figure it out, you know?
There's not really a whole bunch of other things I wanted to bring up, other than the faction rally begins, and Xur is here every weekend, of course. And I really just want to talk about how fast the raid was coming out. Because I guess they just kind of expect, like, this is what Destiny is at this point. People know how to play this game. Right. People know how to level up. Mm-hmm. People know exactly what they need to do to get ready for the raid. They have these groups. So we're going to throw the raid out much earlier.
Yeah. I think, too, what's interesting, I've never noticed that you can tell how many people are playing Destiny. And during the middle of the day, I was checking to see how many people were playing Destiny.
Like, throughout the world?
In the middle of the day, over 2 million people were playing actively. Right now, there are 2.3.
Is that more or less in the middle of the day?
2.2. That's more.
You expect
it was like barely enter. I was expecting this to be higher than it is right now.
Well, we're not on there.
We're not on there yet, so.
We count for at least 2 people.
So I guess it's increased by like 200,000 players is basically what it's increased by. But I'm interested to see how this increases as the night goes on. Because I think as we get later in the evening, it's going to go up like crazy.
Well, even time zone differences and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. It's the weekend. I'm playing tonight for as long as I can stay up, which is kind of what I did when they first released. I got some quests I need to take care of. I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to make sure I'm ready for the raid, which I'm not too worried about because I'm already pretty high.
Yeah.
Just based on being in the campaign. I'm excited for you guys to beat the campaign.
Yeah.
So we can finally start doing things together.
Doing like strikes and crap. Yeah.
I hopped in to kind of help you guys on your story missions, but I kind of stayed in the back. Yeah. Or I tried to because I didn't want to ruin the experience for it.
Sure. I appreciate that.
We didn't talk about it. I was like, I don't want to...
Yeah, I've done campaigns in the past with people, and they just, like, sprint through it, and I want to, experience it.
Exactly.
Thank you for not doing that.
Sure. And then my wife came in, and I had to turn off my mic and my headset.
I noticed.
So I was hoping our other friend kind of do stuff for him, but we couldn't communicate.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to emote my way through the thing. But I have a great emote where the guy gets shot.
Yeah, your timing is impeccable. Is that one of the stock ones?
No, I had to buy it from the EverQuest girl, or whatever it's called. Eververse.
You surprised me so much, because I just love, like, meleeing and shooting people when they're just standing there in their menu. And I kept doing it, and you would die every time, like fake die. And it made me laugh so hard.
It's so good. There's some great emotes. What else? What else about Destiny 2 in your first couple days of experience?
I don't know. I have only played like 4.5 hours.
You just want to get right back into it?
I want you to shut up so we can finish this thing so it can be done. I did not mean that in an offensive way. I'm ready to play.
I have an hour ride home.
I gotta go eat too.
You have to do some homework. Hopefully by the time we converge, we'll be back on the Destiny verse.
I think we will.
I gotta get food too. But
oh my gosh, I love Destiny.
I don't know. I can't see the timer on the podcast. This might be short. This might be long. Expect more Destiny content from us in the future. Yep. We're ready to play. We just want to get away from this and back to playing the game. Find us, Underpaid Gamers Clan. It just started today. Again, there's 3 people in the clan right now. There's room for 97 more.
Yeah.
So we got plenty. Join us. We have different skill levels, different levels, light levels. Yeah. Everyone's doing something different. We could always use help. We need help with the raids and strikes and things like that. I'm planning on doing some strikes tonight. Find us on Twitter at UP Gamers Podcast. Find us on SoundCloud and iTunes and every other podcast service you can think of. Email us at underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have a website, podcast? Underpaidgamers.com.
Underpaidgamers.com.
Okay. I think that's it. There's always one thing I forget.
Well,
the important thing
if you just Google us, we're there. So
the important thing today is our clan on Destiny. So join that.
Check it out.
One of the founding members. Maybe you even get a little sticker for that. Who knows?
Heyo.
Maybe a little smiley face.
Maybe a little bit. We got some swag. Maybe you'd get. I don't know.
Oh.
All right. Thanks for listening. Well, see you guys next time. Woo.
Woo.
Woo. Woo. Woo.